Aloha once again, shifters, dreamers, multidimensional friends within this holographic matrix. This is Brendan, and you're watching another live team tarot reading that we are doing here throughout the Paradigm Shift Central project, a real-world interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. So thank you for tuning into this. We'll get right into it. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, and we're re-uploading it to YouTube, but wherever you are watching this, please feel free to leave your comments, engage, let us know that you are here, even leave your location. Let us know where you're tuned in from. That's always a fun thing to be able to take some more notes on. So what we're doing here, we're doing our weekly team tarot card draw. And again, just as a quick introduction, as people join live on the spot, and for those of you who may be brand new, using the tarot deck, essentially what we are doing, we are checking in with the collective conscious forecast. We are putting out the intention of simply show us what we need to see. And then through this, we pull one card, and through that, we'd be able to interpret it, relate it back to the Paradigm Shift Central project, which is again about being able to help build a global team of shifters, people actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness, and really just be able to give you guys, and myself included, some additional insight and inspiration as we continue to move forward through this week and beyond. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning into this. If everyone on Facebook, if you guys just want to drop an 1111, let me know that you guys can hear me okay, and we'll keep rolling forwards with this. And again, just a huge shout out to those of you for being a part of this. For those who may be a little bit new, we have weekly broadcasts through the project that you can be involved with. Again, just check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com and be sure to subscribe on Skull Babylon on YouTube, and as well Mystic Spider-Man on Instagram. So with that said, let's get right into the reading, since I know you guys are excited about this one. And thank you for those of you who've been like tuning in on the regular. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the deck, we're going to float it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite all of us, those of us watching, even in the future, as crazy as it sounds, to be able to just set our collective intention of, again, show us what we need to see. So just inviting you guys to close your eyes. Just relax into your breath. And through this, the universe can communicate to us through the language of symbols. This is like literally us connecting with the bigger us to be able to talk to the us here and now. So just breathe here, bring your intention into your heart space, creating ceremony and respect for the cards, for ourselves, for this moment. Oh, great universe, woo, show us what we need to see. Woo, 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 woo. Never gets old. All right, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, bloop. Cool, so there we go. So pulling the card out from the bottom there. And again, if you're watching this live, please feel free to share your friends. That's a great way to be able to invite more people to get synced up. Today's card is balance. Very cool. So let's take a look at this one. And yeah, this is going to be always an important card to be able to receive. And to be honest, I'm like, sometimes it's hard for me to keep track, but I'm quite certain that we actually pulled this card in a previous broadcast, maybe not too long ago. I'm not entirely sure, but nonetheless, let's do it again and let's see what comes out in this particular reading. So looking at the card here, we'll take a look at the image and then we'll read from the book, and then we'll just go over some of the some of the importance of what this card has for us in this moment. So looking at the card of balance, we can see there's literally like this like ethereal dove floating above the in the sky, kind of almost inside of like a etheric temple. You got the landscapes sort of cascading out into the background, and then you also have this very interesting staircase which is kind of like leading into the depths, and you also have a book there with perhaps some ancient knowledge written within it. So holding up the card here, just inviting you guys to be able to listen in and even just close your eyes and just be present with the reading as we do this. So balance, the image. The form of a white dove as a symbol for higher consciousness balances in the mid-air above a fertile landscape whose existence is based upon deep knowledge. Meaning, at the end of the second sequence of 7, the theme of as within, so without finds its end. After the previous scene's symbolism of the individual soul's path, which became more manifest in the depths of material existence, balance represents the immaterial, bodiless existence of the soul. The meaning of the current image is better understood when we look at it together with the image of the devil, as the devil represents the state of imbalance which comes from immoderation. The image of balance is seen as a polar opposite of moderation or temperance. Everything that we see in the outer world has its origin in the inner world. The world of spirit is the starting point for all appearances in the material world. The contact with one's higher self sets the conditions for a harmonious balance between inner and outer world. The balanced emotional life that results takes care of harmonious relationship between body, soul, and spirit. I'm going to reread that part. The world of spirit is the starting point for all appearances in the material world. The contact with one's higher self sets the conditions for a harmonious balance between inner and outer world. The balanced emotional life that results takes care of a harmonious relationship between body, soul, and spirit. At peace with himself and the world, man is open to higher inspiration. Such an inspired spirit is capable of stretching out across the limits of superficial reality and expanding its field of influence. That's a very important part right there. I'll just reread that part. Such an inspired spirit is capable of stretching out across the limits of superficial reality and expanding its field of influence. Considerate contact with and loving care for one's fellow man characterizes a pure soul. Besides cultivating present gifts and talents, the refinement and expression of one's being involves internalizing timeless teachings of wisdom. The inner being is mirrored in the grace and charm of the outer appearance. Modesty as an outer sign for inner richness is a cornerstone for a healthy balance. For a healthy balance between giving and receiving. In a balanced relationship between understanding and feeling, the soul is capable of bringing about an air of tranquil zest for life. By being responsible for tranquility within ourselves, we are also responsible for peace in the world. Astrological significance: Mercury, Venus at midheaven, Libra. Keywords: peace, connection with higher self, soul tranquility, balance, vision, natural gifts, higher inspiration, clear channeled for spiritual messages, inspiration, objective observation, ability for differentiation, cultivation, meditative observation, connection between feeling and understanding, artistic expression, traditional meaning, deep wisdom, harmony and balance, moderation, essence of being, composure, innocence, balance, centeredness, clear thinking, charm, inner peace, contact with angels, and nature spirits, mental strength, purity. So this is a really cool card to be able to receive in this moment, and especially as, you know, like we're still kind of leading on the edge of the equinox transitioning, and we're getting into that point where balance of like what is happening externally through the seasons is also being reflected to what is happening with inside us. So this is a really, really important reminder to be able to think about, you know, if we're seeking to change the world, if we're seeking to bring balance into the world, it's one thing to be able to like go out there and go on a big quest and to like go rally for the cause and to like, you know, show up where we need to and everything like that. But before we do that, we really need to take into consideration how we are showing up within ourselves and how we are creating balance within ourselves. It's this very simple idea that, you know, like peace worldwide begins from inside. If the whole world cleaned their own doorstep, if everyone cleaned their own doorstep, the whole world would be clean. It's kind of like an ancient Chinese proverb. And so, again, some of this may be incredibly obvious for a lot of us, but at the same time, it's not so much just like, hey, you should be balanced. That's obvious. But it's more so like why we want to be balanced. Because as we become more balanced, again, it's about being a better conduit for source consciousness, very simply put. And a lot of this also comes from like, again, and this is where we kind of get like that book kind of like shown here, and this book is kind of like representing the wisdom that is within inside of us, the wisdom that we carry out from within us. And so it's not just like, hey, we should be balanced just because, but it's like being balanced allows us to kind of become more in tune with our natural abilities as multidimensional beings. And so being more balanced literally heightens our intuition. It heightens our synchronicity. It accelerates the rate in which we create. It accelerates the rate in which we connect, and it amplifies the influence that we have on other people's lives. And so it's about, within the Paradigm Shift Central Project, we're constantly talking about leveling up, stepping into our activated avatar to be able to be leaders within our community. And so again, it's like, to be a good leader, the influence that you have over others is going to be a reflection of how you are carrying yourself. And it's not to say that you need to be perfect, because essentially, like, what is perfect? Perfect, from my point of view, is more so the ideal of constantly striving for balance. Because the reality is that balance is not something that is simply achieved once and then it's there forever. Balance is something that must be consistently worked on and therefore maintained. And so this is kind of like, I think, something that probably for a lot of us we need to just be reminded of, is that, like, it's constant upkeep. It's constant just paying attention and showing up to be able to maintain the balance. Again, it's like going back to simple metaphors like cleaning your house or cleaning your room. You might clean your room, like, at the beginning of the month, and then you're just like, there we go, it's all balanced. And then like a month later, it's suddenly messy again. What happened there, right? It's not the fact that, like, just because you balanced it once meant that it was going to stay balanced forever, but it's the fact that everything, just as a tendency of like how nature works, will always automatically sway and flow like a pendulum naturally does. And so, like, in that sense, anything that we bring into balance will naturally fall out of balance eventually. And our job is to kind of anticipate this, knowing through our internal wisdom, be ready for it, and then to be able to take the steps forward to be able to maintain balance. Again, you don't just clean your room once and then it's good forever. You're constantly doing it. You're constantly keeping it up. And again, that can kind of change based on the individual habits of our day-to-day lives. For a lot of people, it might be different. For a lot of people, that sway of balance can be optimized in a lot of ways, where sometimes, instead of needing to clean your room in a big go later on in the month, you can optimize it by making sure that you're maintaining the balance through the individual actions that you take each day. Like, instead of just putting something aside and just being like, oh, I'll clean it up later, or I'll do something with it later, you make a habit of doing something with it right now. You just make a habit of your daily life to maintain the balance in the little actions, so that over time they maintain the balance consistently. It's totally possible to have a clean room consistently if you maintain the balance in your day-to-day exercises, in your day-to-day routines. So again, really checking in with ourselves, like, how are we bringing more balance into our life? How are we balancing our emotional states, our financial states, our workflow, our artistic creativity, the amount of time that we're putting energy into certain parts of our lives versus not putting them into other parts of our lives. So it's really important for us to be able to, again, reflect back on how we are perhaps learning to become more aware of balance. And the fact is, and like, this is really important, oftentimes we only learn how to achieve balance by learning what it's like to not be in balance. Like, how oftentimes do you hear people that, they'll be living their life, and then suddenly they'll get really sick. And then at that point, up until then, maybe their health wasn't like a super focused priority. But then once they kind of like get that warning signal from the universe, where it's just basically like, hey, like, you're out of balance right now, and if you don't do something about it, the pendulum's going to keep swinging that way. But this is like giving you fair warning that you can actually bring it back the other way if you act now, if you pay attention to the signs. So if you're feeling like you're out of balance, that's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as you are paying attention to it, as long as you are showing up as a student, as long as you are acknowledging what may be out of balance and then taking the actions to be able to bring it back into balance. So again, like, a lot of this comes, a lot of the keywords in this really resonate for me personally. Again, connection with higher self, peace, soul tranquility, vision, natural gifts, higher inspiration. So we have to keep in mind that as we are in balance with ourselves, as I said, we literally become like a stronger conduit for higher inspiration. You have to kind of think about this idea that there is inspiration as a creative, as an energy of the universe. In the kind of like in the Celtic Druid traditions, it would be referred to as the Awen, A-W-E-N. And this Awen is always flowing through all things. It is like literally what makes plants grow, what makes trees grow, and it's what comes through us as we express it through our creativity, through our inspiration. And so again, what we want to be able to do is not just maintain balance, but know that as we maintain balance, we become a clearer channel for that Awen, for that creative energy that will in turn show up within our individual lives so that we can share it with community, so that we can be beacons of inspiration for other people. And it's really about, again, you know, balance is also about maintaining an awareness of how you are emotionally putting yourself out there into the world, where you are putting your emotions. And a lot of that can come from the balance of the higher wisdom of understanding that like everything is here to teach you lessons. So checking in with yourself to make sure that you're not constantly allowing yourself to get frustrated over the little things that may not be going exactly right. Balance doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to be smooth sailing forever, but what it does mean is that you will have like a firm like control over your boat, a confirmed control over your sail as the seas get rough. Like that's essentially the thing. Like balance doesn't mean, hey, things are going to get easy, but it means when things get like rougher, when things get more turbulent, you'll be able to maintain your centeredness as you navigate through them, which again is about not just like allowing yourself to get incredibly, you know, angry and off-put off of like a little thing, but it's seeing something from the higher wisdom and be like, oh, okay, you know, like what is this teaching me? How is this actually turning it back to self-love? How is this actually going to empower me to become even stronger in that sense? So again, you know, abilities for differentiation, cultivation, meditative observation, connection between feeling and understanding, artistic expression, traditional meaning, deep wisdom, harmony and balance, moderation, essence of being, composure, innocence, balance, centeredness, clear thinking, charm, inner peace, contact with angels and nature spirits, mental strength, and purity. So this is a really powerful card for us to be able to receive in this moment to constantly remind us of not just why we should be in balance for ourselves, but how our balance will be able to allow us to show up for community. Hold on, my dog just wants to come join the tarot reading. 1 second. Come on in, Dallin. I know, I'm live broadcasting, you know. Good boy. Dallin, stop eating stuff. There we go. Speaking of cleaning the rooms, that's what I gotta do so my dog doesn't eat stuff off the floor. Good boy, Dallin. All right, so again, checking in with the comments if any of you have any, you know, thoughts and inspiration as to how this resonates with you. How can you bring more balance into your life? How can we bring more balance into ourselves? And how can we really, you know, this is a really cool thing that I'll just mention. As community, keeping ourselves accountable is such a powerful thing, because when we know that we're not the only ones on this path, that we're not the only ones constantly striving to maintain balance within ourselves, it helps us. Knowing that we are on this path together, knowing that there are others who are along with us, who are helping together. Dallin, do you want to say hi? Can you say hi, Dallin? Hi, darling. Good boy. So, you know, when I think about this, and we'll wrap this up in the next minute, like even, again, you know, going back to the idea of like what it means to be a light guardian, what it means to be a Jedi. Being a Jedi is like this idea that there is constantly, and not even so much like the traditional Jedi, more kind of like the Neo Jedi, because I don't think, again, it's all just about like pure light and love. It's about being able to like find harmony between like the light and shadow within ourselves, to really be able to honor the shadow equally as a part of ourselves, to be able to like understand the lessons that it has for us. Dallin, stop it. Leave it. I don't think he understands that we're broadcasting live right now. Just kidding. Yes, he does. So good boy, Dallin. Okay. So again, you know, let this card be a call for action. How can you bring more balance into your life? Be it through diet, exercise, artistic expression, social things that you're doing with your friends. Dallin, leave it. Literally just came in here to cause a ruckus. Good boy. So anyways, there you go. Okay, now he's sitting down. So again, just like constantly working towards a balance within ourselves, knowing that as we do that, it is literally bringing balance into the entire world. And that's kind of the big message, is that like our balance that we are creating is a reflection of the balance that is being created on a macro scale. And where there is balance that we are striving to maintain in ourselves, we are healing that on a macro scale. So this is something that we've talked about before. Any of the shadow stuff that we're working within ourselves, us working through that, us working towards that balance, is literally alchemizing that on a collective. So thank you again for those of you as soul who carry those shadow lessons. We all do. So thank you for being able to like see those from that higher lesson. So yeah, just kind of double checking over this, again, there's one part in particular here where the world of spirit is the starting point for all appearances in the material world. The contact with one's higher self sets the condition for a harmonious balance between inner and outer world. The balanced emotional life that results takes care of a harmonious relationship between body, soul, and spirit. So as we kind of like go into the depths of ourselves, we kind of awaken to the dove, which is kind of like our higher self. And again, we're going both down and up. We're connecting our roots and extending our branches. And a big part of being able to maintain the balance is also moving forward with the wisdom that wherever you are right now is like where you need to be able to like meet those lessons heart open, head on, eyes open. And so as we do this, again, it's about bringing in the anchored higher conscious ideas of how everything is happening for a reason, how, thoughts create this reality, and really taking responsibility for that, but at the same time allowing us to be able to move through these lessons of balance with grace and with confidence and with courage, and again, with deep compassion. So thank you for bringing balance into yourself, and in turn being able to help bring more balance into this world. It is greatly, deeply appreciated. If you're trying to change the world, change yourself. That's how you do it. And then again, you bring that out with you, and you help inspire, and you lead by example, and you create community, and you create magic with your art. So, and with your actions, and with your words, and with free hugs. So awesome. Creating balance, that's what we're all about. So again, like as light guardians, like that is the truth of who we are. We are both like the white and the black, the light and the dark. And essentially I think of like the circle around the yin yang, like that is light, that is love. And when I think of love as a concept, for me, like I don't think of light as literally being like separate from dark. When I think of light, I think of it as like the circle around the yin yang. So light is like the shadow created from the light. You can't have shadow without light, so to speak. But like you can't like it kind of starts with the light. So the only way for shadow to exist is if light were to exist. You can't have shadow without light. So light is kind of like what there is, and shadow is kind of just like the shadow of light. It is like the side effect of light, but light is kind of like what there is to begin with. So again, remind yourself of that. The shadow within you is still light in that sense. So that is, again, a big part of what us light guardians are all about, kind of carrying that deeper wisdom with us as we continue to move forward and to maintain and create balance within ourselves. So thank you again, everyone, for watching this. We'll just do a quick micro meditation, and then we'll wrap up this short video. So let's just close our eyes right here. Just invite you to take a couple breaths in your own pace, or together as a team, rather. So gentle inhales, gentle exhales. Again, gentle inhales, and gentle exhales. And as we breathe in this moment, literally realizing that balance is found in everything. We can literally feel the balance of our in-breath and our out-breath. Just be aware of that right now. And really take notice in this moment, that brief space between the inhale and the exhale, where you are not inhaling, you're not exhaling, you're just in between as the pendulum slowly moves back the other way. Pay attention to that feeling and recognize that feeling and the peace of that feeling as you seek to bring it more into your day-to-day life. So again, gentle inhale. That feeling right there. Exhale. And there it is again. Inhale. Exhale. So just breathing in here, and again, just honoring wherever you are right now. You create balance within your life through the little actions that together create the collective balance. You bring balance into your heart space, into your habits, into your physical space, into how you spend your time, and it will overall bring more balance into your life. So as you continue to breathe here, inviting that balance into your heart. And so for all of us who continue to seek balance on this path, let us be reminded that we do not need to move fast, yet simply we must keep an open heart wherever we go, so that we can remind ourselves that this is what we need to know. For balance is a constant quest throughout this eternity. It is the constant dance between yourself and the infinity. And so be open to the heart, be open to the voice, be open to all it is that allows you to make this choice. That balance is created through will, through the actions big and small, knowing that as you shift, you create the shift within us all. And gentle inhales, and gentle exhales. And one more here. Inhale. Exhale. And just really honoring yourself, honoring your path, honoring others. And gently, when you're ready, you can open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Oh, awesome. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning into this. As always, if you enjoy what it is that we are creating here through Paradigm Shift Central, be sure to check out more at paradigmshiftcentral.com for our ongoing broadcasts, our team roundtables on Thursdays, our global meditations on Sundays, both at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of which can be found online. Again, go to live.paradigmshiftcentral.com, and that's the main page where you can see it there. And of course, you can also contribute your support to be able to help assist with the ongoing evolution of the project through the Patreon, which you see on screen, which is at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton, and contribute there a monthly micro donation and get your shifter booster kits with your shift buttons. A lot of you guys already know about these tools to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. Paradigm Shift Central button on the rim. Wear them, share them, combine them with your laminated free hugs. Get out there, help shift consciousness. And of course, also comes with your Light Guardian Crystal, exclusive item within the Paradigm Shift Central project, available for an incredibly affordable method of a pay what you wish contribution between $3 and $10. Regular contributions are also accepted through PayPal at paypal.me/Brendan Culleton. And of course, if you're looking to be able to get some one-on-one individual coaching through tarot reading and intuitive reflection sessions that I provide for the community, please feel free to reach out to me and connect to me, and those are available as a pay what you wish between $5 and $40. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. Please continue to ripple those waves out there, bring balance into your day-to-day life, and really just thanking you so much for all it is that you're doing, because again, balance is a constant mission that we are all on, and through our work as community, we can help us collectively maintain that shared balance, and that is a very, very beautiful thing. So share this video with your friends, keep rippling that inspiration, go out there, go change the world. And last reminder to join our Paradigm Shift Central team Discord chat at tinyurl.com/Paradigm Shift Chat, and you can connect with myself and other shifters and light guardians online there throughout the week. So thank you for watching this. I love you, I see you, I honor you, and as always, keep it shifty, and we will see you guys in the future. Much love. Have a good one, guys.